Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fine. Today I'm going to read part 5 of A Journey Beyond the World. We reached to the point that Rayaka is explaining what is happening in the Golden Planet. The last one is it's a kind of guardianship in the planet. Okay, so I will continue. The Guardian determines which stone creature are responsible for defending the planet and which ones are responsible for training the defense forces. As I said it before, each of them perform their responsibilities well. Those who do their responsibility great will be eligible for a prize. And the best prize is a trip to Eros 0 or 2 for a limited time. They can also have guests from Eros 2 or Eros 0 and can invite them to the planet for a limited time. Elenda asks, what I do not understand is how do they move? They are made of stones. Is a stone that seems to be very heavy and very difficult for them to move? So how do they move? Rayaka says, the movement of golden stone creature is very slow. It means that they are unable to lift or move their legs. In fact, they crawl on the soles, their feet, and pull their legs together. Elenda says, tell me about their appearance. Rayaka says, Madam, imagine you are facing a stone man, hands, feet, body, and a head. The headstone is a piece with a hole on the head that they see from there. That is, they are one-eye creatures, and this is an eye on the square stone on the surface in front of you. There is no nose, mouth, or ear. But the body is reduced to a stone cube with a golden heart beating inside. The legs are made of several large and small stone cubes stacked on top of each other, and so are the hands. Elenda says, you said that the hands and feet are made of stone cubes. I can imagine the legs with the weight you said, and carrying the body and head is not a problem in terms of falling stones. But what about the hands? Hands do not fall if hung on both sides of the body. Rayaka says, no, madam, it is true that they are made of pieces of stones, but in these creatures there is a special connection between the stones that they do not separate, and it seems as if an invisible band has connected them. Meanwhile, the hands are not very long. Elenda says, Rayaka, tell me, how can they defend themselves? That is, if a strong creature, out of joke or serious and aggressive, wants to push them and upset them and throw them down, they have no power, they fall. How do they get up? Rayaka says, they do not know how to joke, they do not know how to laugh, and they do not like wasting time. But their body system is made in such a way that if a creature intends to do so, their hand stones will be thrown up to 1 meter beyond, of course, with great strength and power. And again, he goes back to his place, and they know and do this defense about the invaders to the planet. They have the body to be able to get up, but as I said, it is done very slowly. Elenda asked, how long do they live? How do they die? Rayaka responds, the life of these golden rock creatures is very long, and their death is when the planet suffers from severe space storms. A kind of tsunami that crushes rock creatures and rocky mountains. Then their beating heart of gold becomes stone, panic, and so on. They do not beat, and they will die. Years later, an atom of gold metal grows again, makes a rocky creature. Another atom grows at the same time, makes another rocky creature, and the life of rocky creatures resumes. Perhaps thousands of times this process from the beginning started and continued until the end. Now they have to wait for the next tsunami. Elenda says, Rayaka, what happened to the attackers? Where did they go? Rayaka says, the invaders came here in large quantities to obtain pure gold. When all the stone creatures here were choosing the color to change the gold color to other colors, and when they were beautifying themselves in the invaders' laboratories, they used the amount of gold they earned plus the gold they had collected from the mountains for their own ship. They made a golden cover of pure gold to protect them from atomic radiation, and when they reached their destination, they left. Eros 3 remained with the original golden creatures who never wanted to be separated, and is now trying to bring back by migrants who have left and continue their lives in peace. Elenda says, thank you, Rayaka. You gave very good information. Now rest a little so we can continue moving forward to another new planet. Rayaka says, we have been moving for a long time. Everything seems normal. We pass by planets, large and small, and nothing special catches our eye to investigate. Elenda says, Rayaka, how long do you think we can continue our journey like this? A few months later, Chapter 4. Rayaka says, Commander, that a planet has caught my eyes. The one that is orange. The planet is full of atomic radiation. It looks like a graveyard of nuclear waste. Elenda says, explain more. Rayaka says, all the planets seem to have buried their nuclear waste here. The living thing does not live here at all, but instead the signals of atomic radiation are getting closer and closer every moment. Elenda says, we should not go closer. It is dangerous. Rayaka says, yes, madam, it is. It is better to pass this planet sooner. I am afraid the electronic waves of this planet will catch us. In this case, our death is inevitable. Elenda says, Rayaka, help me. I can't hold the elm of the white Seymour in my hand. I hold it as if I no longer have the power to move the white Seymour. Help Rayaka. Where is Rayaka, Sabzak? Tell him to come. Rayaka says, he is here. He is analyzing the planet. He is supposed to report the result to us. Elenda says, it takes so long. What does he do? Rayaka says, madam, do not be in rush. He says he does several things at the same time, both the analysis of the planet, the increase of the anti-gravity power of the atomic planet, and suddenly the white Seymour moved sharply. Elenda says, what are you doing, Sabzak? I'm scared. I was about to fall. Rayaka says, madam. Sabzak says, I use my own anti-nuclear radiation force to protect the white Seymour and its occupants. It is another feature of mine. You are safe. Elenda says, how are you? Rayaka says, he says that a protective layer has been drawn around the white Seymour, which is like a thin cloud. This thin cloud returns to radiation. Sir, do not worry. The protective layer works. I felt it too. Of course, it is. If it did not work, we should have perished by now. Elenda says, I'm afraid, Rayaka. We'd better get away. Okay? Okay, then. I think it's enough for today. See you next week. Bye-bye.